Chosen ones, we are at a turning point. Every struggle becomes a story, every test becomes a rise. Elon Musk has seen his past, his mistakes, his successes, his battles. And here we, the chosen ones, moving forward in the same destiny, must realize a divine truth. The Creator of the universe has planned everything in advance for us. This is not just a hope, but a divine assurance. Money is no longer a burden, but a divine tool. Wealth, power, and abundance are bestowed by God on the chosen ones. For our destiny is built on unwavering faithfulness, shaped not by our haste or effort, but by God's unending grace. Like a river that never runs out of water, no matter how much we take, the resources provided to us will never diminish. Because we are part of God's divine promise. Our diligence did not get us here. Our haste did not seal our fate. His promise to sustain us forever is our greatest assurance and our greatest source of strength. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and spread the word to those in need. You have won, you have been chosen, and glory is your destiny. Your quest to discover your destiny is just beginning. The era of the struggle for the chosen is over. It is time for faith, divine abundance, and unwavering trust. The universe is working for us. Our paths have already been illuminated. Now is the time to accept this reality and embrace the prosperity we deserve. It is God's job to provide, so you can relax knowing that your needs are being met. No longer are you vulnerable to the uncertainties of life, but you walk in the assurance of His provision. When you accept the truth that your wealth is a sign of His love for you, you will find a peace that passes all understanding. This peace comes not only from the riches that will be yours, but from knowing that your future is safely in His hands. The moment you embraced your divine call, something changed. You moved from a life of hardship to a life of divine provision. Gone are the days of fighting scarcity, pushing yourself to the limit and fearing the unknown. You are already experiencing the richness of God's promises in your life. By God's mercy and grace, what seemed like an endless uphill walk has turned into a gentle downhill journey. There is more than just material wealth at stake when you enter this divine abundance. There is an overflow that affects your relationships, your health, and your life purpose. Wealth is not just having money, it is the wealth of life that God wants for you. When you accept this truth, you will experience the joy and peace of being blessed by God. It completely changes the way you think and the way you perceive things. It is God's perfect will that chooses you for greatness, not your strength or abilities. You no longer have a stake in the battle. The heavenly riches that await you are now beyond your wildest expectations. Let go of the burdens of the past and trust in this new reality. The time has come to claim what has always been yours in God's eyes. Knowing that you are supported by a power greater than yourself is what gives you confidence, not self-sufficiency. Write 77 in the comments to start using your light to destroy evil all over the world. When you accept faith in divine provision, you live your life with the unshakable certainty that everything you need will be provided. You are sure of God's unwavering goodness and His determination to fulfill His promises in your life, so you are no longer uncertain about the future. Think of a child's assurance that his parents will always take care of him. This child does not worry about where he will get his next meal or whether he will have a place to stay. You are encouraged to adopt this kind of trust as you enter into the abundance God has reserved for you. Your heart will be filled with the same trust and security, which will make every action you take simpler, lighter, and more peaceful. To have faith in divine providence is to live without fear or uncertainty. It requires faith in God's timing and His ways, even when the way forward seems uncertain. When you realize that He is your source, you can release the tension that comes from trying to control every situation. You can now live with the assurance that God's plan is always perfect and working in your favor. You will no longer have to work endlessly to make ends meet. From now on, God is in charge of your wealth. All you have to do is submit to His plan and have faith in His timetable. As you take the weight off of trying to manage your financial destiny, God will have more room to work miracles in your life. This is an active attitude of religion where you believe that as you move forward in obedience, God will open doors to wealth beyond your wildest expectations. The universe was created by God, who also created the stars. If God can do such amazing things, surely He can provide for all your needs. Nothing is too big for God to manage, not even the money and assets you need to achieve your goals. When you move into this reality, you will begin to see how everything comes together to provide you with what you need, just when you need it. Knowing that God is in charge of money frees you from the need to solve every problem on your own. Instead of worrying about how to make it happen, you can focus on believing and fulfilling your calling. With God in charge of your wealth, you can expect to have more than enough to live an effective and abundant life. Now is the time to remove any uncertainty about your financial future. God is not a liar, and He keeps His promises. If He has called you to a life of abundance, you can be sure that He will find a way. Your desires are not too lofty for God, and you can achieve your goals. In the spiritual world, things that seem unattainable in the natural world are already done. Please like this video and write 33 in the comments section below if you are ready to receive divine confirmation of your worth. God's plan for you includes wealth beyond your wildest dreams, so there is no reason not to believe in it. Financial success is a concept that many people find difficult to grasp because they think it is only for a chosen few, or that they somehow don't deserve great wealth. However, you are chosen. Greatness is your destiny. You will receive riches that will benefit you personally as well as help you fulfill your life mission. God will ensure that you have the means to fulfill your mission, whether it is helping people, funding charity, or creating something that will transform the world. Miracles are possible as soon as you remove doubt from your thoughts. The more you match your thoughts with them, the more you will see God's promises fulfilled in your life. You are not doomed to suffer or to live in poverty. Material abundance is part of God's plan for you, and it will come to you in ways you never imagined. Accept the fact that God will make you a billionaire and let go of any uncertainty. The knowledge that God will provide is really powerful. It makes you feel safe, comfortable, and confident that nothing in this world can take it away. When you know that your needs will be met, you can live a happy and free life, free from anxiety and fear. Knowing that God's provision is always at your fingertips changes the way you live and gives you the confidence to take risks. This confidence is based on God's promises and experiences rather than blind faith. Think of all the occasions in the past when God has provided for you, including every miracle, breakthrough, and answered prayer. God will continue to provide for you, as evidenced by these examples, which are not coincidence but divine providence. The more you think about this concept, the more you can use it as a basis for your life. When you know that God will provide everything for you, you can move forward with confidence. There is no need to worry about the future or fear the unknown. Your life is already prearranged by the Creator of the universe, and He has paved the way for your success. With this understanding, you can take on any task, knowing that God will provide. As you begin to experience your divine prosperity, people will inevitably doubt, ridicule, or criticize your success. Let me make it clear, though, these are none of your business. You cannot allow the thoughts or opinions of others to influence what God has promised you. No one can take away your abundance, which is proof of God's faithfulness. If you are blessed by God, no one can curse you. It is easy to lose hope when others ridicule your goals or belittle your achievements, but remember that they do not control your destiny. No human perspective can change the fact that God exists and has ordained success over your life. Your success and prosperity are proof of His grace and providential capacity. In times of ridicule or uncertainty, rise up. Remember that the benefits you experience are not unique to you, and fix your eyes on God's promises. They are a testimony of His power and goodness. As you rise above the cacophony, your abundance will speak for itself and overwhelm all obstacles in your path. God's plan for you is not a band-aid solution, but eternal wealth that will last for generations. This divine prosperity comes to you as you fulfill God's purpose. It is not something you must always seek. You must strive by faith and obedience, not by straining or struggling. Wealth will come when you achieve it. The world teaches you that perseverance and hard work are the keys to success. While there are benefits to diligence, God has a different plan for you. It is about believing and trusting that He will provide the increase. When you live according to His plan, your life will be full of benefits. You will be in a position to accept all that He has promised without wearing yourself out. The greatest kind of freedom is this kind of divine provision. You no longer have to worry about where the next gift will come from or live in fear of lack. God's goal of eternal riches, a treasure beyond what the world can provide, is reflected in your life. It is time to fully accept that this is what God has planned for you. Wealth is not just for your own pleasure, but a means to help you achieve your divine mission. As you enter into the abundance God has given you, remind yourself that enormous wealth comes with enormous responsibility. This task is a joy rather than a burden. You have the opportunity to change the world, change lives, and leave a legacy for decades to come. Your wealth serves as a means to advance God's kingdom and to enable others to enjoy the same blessings you have. Used properly, wealth can change societies, restore families, and spread love in a way that nothing else can. This is how divine prosperity really works. The lives you can impact and the good you can accomplish in the world are more important than the goods you can buy or the kind of life you can lead. When you accept this mission, your money will have a deeper meaning and you will feel truly fulfilled. You need to share your divine wealth. The more you offer, the more you will receive. The proverb, "You reap what you sow," is the basis of abundance. If you use your wealth to advance God's kingdom and help others, you will experience an even greater flow of benefits. You have been chosen to use your wealth for the greater good, and you will enjoy the satisfaction that comes from making a lasting impact. A tangible expression of God's faithfulness to you is when you begin to feel heavenly riches. His promises are unshakable truths. They are not just platitudes. As you enter into the abundance He has planned for you, you gain more than material gain. You also learn more about His love and faithfulness. God's unchanging nature and His desire to see you grow is reflected in every benefit you receive. Think of times in your life when you have seen God's provision for you. Perhaps there was a time when you felt completely powerless, and God provided a solution that was better than you could have imagined. Or maybe it was small, ordinary mercies that reminded you that He is always there. What defines divine wealth is not just great victories, but constant and uninterrupted provision, showing God's faithfulness every step of the way. When you realize that the wealth you have is not something you have earned, but a gift from God, your heart is filled with amazement and gratitude. This causes you to see things differently, from effort to grace, from trying to receiving. Because God is trustworthy, you can trust that this heavenly richness will continue to flow into your life, both now and in the future. You realize that everything you have is the result of God's faithfulness to His Word. When you accept the rich life God has prepared for you, there may be those who question your success, even mock your newfound blessings. But the truth is that they cannot touch what God has blessed. The prosperity God has planned for you cannot be diminished by any criticism, condemnation, or ridicule. Once His grace has entered your life, no one can oppose it. The beauty of divine abundance is that it is not about proving others wrong, but about fulfilling God's purpose for you. Your success and wealth will come spontaneously. Eventually, those who once mocked you will be amazed at what God has accomplished in your life. They will realize that it is not always about your own abilities, but about the divine grace that has been bestowed upon you. And in the end, your achievements will serve as proof of God's compassion and capacity to change people's lives. Remember that critics often do so out of their own fear or misunderstanding. Your reality is defined by God's Word, not by their opinions. Therefore, do not allow anyone to influence you negatively and remain faithful to His promises. As you live in the fullness of God's blessing, the scoffers will eventually leave, leaving behind indisputable evidence of God's grace in your life. To live in the fullness of God's provision is to live life as it should be, abundant, peaceful, and devoid of want. It is not just a superficial feeling, but a deep, all-encompassing sense of being. You are flourishing, not just getting by. God's abundant supply affects every aspect of your life, including your relationships, your money, your health, and your goals. Everything is under God's hand. It takes time for God's supply to become fully available. It is a path of growing trust and confidence in Him. As your faith deepens, you will begin to see more and more evidence that God is taking care of you. You will see possibilities that seem too good to be true, doors that open effortlessly and incredible breakthroughs. But they will happen because God is trustworthy and has prepared a complete life for you. Knowing that God will meet all your needs and more means being full, not having everything you want. When you live in the abundance of His provision, there is no fear of lack. Knowing that your Creator walks with you and provides for you in ways you cannot understand allows you to face each day with a heart full of gratitude. God has asked you to live this life of pleasure, peace, and abundance. Achieving financial success doesn't involve taking a bold step into the unknown. Instead, it involves taking confident steps forward, knowing that God will be with you the whole time. Knowing that everything you need for success is already on its way to you is known as divine certainty. There is no need to question whether you are on the right path or whether things will work out. God has already gone before you, so you can go ahead with complete confidence. Knowing that your actions are in line with God's intention for your life gives you the confidence to take risks. Whether that action is investing, starting a new company, or seizing an opportunity, you can act without fear. You realize that God is not only with you, but He is also paving the way. It is time to confidently enter into the strategies He has already put in place for your success. Walking in God's grace naturally leads to riches. As long as you remain faithful to Him, it follows you rather than being something you seek. As you go on and trust in His provision, you will begin to see how everything comes together perfectly, naturally, and according to His divine plan. Your prosperity is a powerful testimony to God's unwavering responsibility to care for His chosen ones, and goes beyond being just a personal gift. Every income, benefit, and resource that comes into your life is proof that God is keeping His promise to you. It reminds the world that His word cannot make up for emptiness and is living, breathing proof of His faithfulness. As you receive your divine riches, you live as a witness to others as well as to yourself. Your life will be indisputable proof to others that God exists and fulfills His promises. Your success will encourage others to trust Him and to think that they too can benefit from His provision. Your life becomes a beacon of hope, a shining example of what happens when we trust in God's provision for us. This testimony is as much for future generations as it is for the present. The future of your family and community will be shaped by the money you earn over the years. You will leave behind a legacy of abundance, dependability, and the indisputable fact that God is a provider who never fails to fulfill His promises. You have been chosen for greatness, and God is granting you greatness. It is not something that can be achieved. You are no longer subject to the trials, disappointments, or problems of the past. You have to let go of any negative memories or thoughts that may prevent you from moving on. You are not defined by your past, but by God's plan for your life. There are obstacles on the path to perfection, but there are also many supernatural supports. When you let go of the burdens of the past, you create space for the abundance of God's gifts to come into your life. Even if your past is full of conflicts, your future is full of victories. Now is the time to accept the glory that is reserved for you. Accept your mission in heaven. Enter into the glory that God has planned for you. Now you can confidently enter the future He has planned for you, a future free from the limitations of your past, a future filled with riches, purpose, and a life that reflects His glory. Nothing can stop you from ascending. Divine prosperity is not just a temporary feeling, but a promise that never ends. It is a gift that flows freely and continuously, unrestricted by human limitations. Accepting this promise opens the door to a world of infinite and limitless riches. There is no limit to what God can provide for you. He has assured you that you will have everything you need and more, whether in terms of material, emotional, or spiritual wealth. Think of the vastness of the ocean and the abundance of life. This is how God's provision in your life works. It is a limitless resource that never runs out. When you embrace this divine promise, you begin to realize that there are no limits to your success, no barriers to your progress. The richness that God has planned for you is far greater than the benefits you currently enjoy. Every second is a chance for more to come into your life. Living in divine abundance, you are not bound by the limitations of the world. The concepts of abundance and overflow rule God's kingdom, while systems of scarcity and lack rule the rest of the world. As a child of God, you have this inheritance, and it applies not only to you, but to everyone around you. Your success needs to ripple out and have a significant impact on your family, your community, and the entire world. Having worldly possessions is only one aspect of this divine wealth. Another is living a life where all your physical, emotional, and spiritual needs are met. Every aspect of your life is affected by God's richness, and this richness enriches you beyond your imagination. Moreover, because His riches are infinite, your potential is truly limitless. Accept this truth now, and let the overflow begin. When you allow yourself to fully appreciate the splendor of God's provision, you begin to live a life far beyond your expectations. Your dreams become real blessings, and what you previously believed to be unattainable suddenly becomes your reality. God's provision goes beyond simply meeting your needs. It includes providing more than enough for you to live an extraordinarily fulfilling and purposeful life. So often we set limits for ourselves based on what we think we can achieve or what we believe we deserve. But when we let go of these limitations and trust in God's provision, we enter a world of benefit beyond our wildest expectations. God wants to bless you abundantly, not only to meet your needs, but also to be useful to others. His provision is intended to catapult you toward your destiny in a way that surpasses anything you can imagine. Alignment with God's intention for your life is the direct cause of this abundance. It is not an accident. The more you put your faith in God, the more opportunities He opens for you and doors beyond your wildest dreams. Whether it is financial victories, professional advancement, or personal growth, God's provision always exceeds your expectations. He is an abundant God, and your riches reveal His glory. When we stop struggling and start trusting, we will see the full splendor of God's provision. When we surrender our ideas to His will, we discover that what He has in store for us is far greater than we can imagine. This is a life full of pleasures, joys, and surprises that continue to strengthen your trust in His goodness and provision. The benefits you have been waiting for will begin to come to you naturally and miraculously as we enter a new season. This is a time of miraculous provision and abundance rather than hardship or lack. As you align yourself with God's purpose for your life, you will begin to experience an abundance of benefits that seem to come out of nowhere. God's hand is working on your behalf, directing events, creating opportunities, and bestowing rewards as only He can. Material success is only one aspect of the flow of divine benefit. Receiving grace in every area of your life is the goal, whether it is about your relationships, your health, or your purpose. God will bless your whole path. You start this flow by making a small mental adjustment. When you accept that blessing is your inheritance and start living in it, you can experience a spiritual overflow that will affect every aspect of your life. Think of the flow of a river. Everything they come in contact with is given life by them. This is how God's blessings will come to you. You will discover that the benefits are not just for you, but will spread into other people's lives as you allow yourself to be the recipient. Your life becomes a living example of God's grace as you enter into this flow that is a vehicle for His goodness. Accept this new season knowing that you don't have to struggle to receive the rewards. They are a natural consequence of your life being blessed by God. Walk in obedience and faith, and the extraordinary flow of God's gifts will take you to places you never imagined. This is the time of year when God provides abundantly. Give it your full attention and let it change every aspect of your life. Unseen doors of opportunity that God is ready to open for you are paved along the path to heavenly prosperity. These opportunities are hidden from view, but when you act in accordance with God's purpose, He will make them visible when the appropriate time comes. When you trust in God, even if the path to success is not always clear at first, He will lead you through doors that will change your life permanently. Opportunities await you that you could never have planned or imagined on your own. It could be an unexpected collaboration, an investment opportunity, or a job offer. But these doors are not arbitrary. They are the result of divine planning. God is preparing you for success, and these chances will not only benefit you, but will also give you the tools you need to help others. Think of the story of Joseph in the Bible. He had difficulties and hardships, but God used them to give him opportunities that enabled him to stand out in Egypt. The doors of opportunity in your life, like Joseph's, often come after times of trial, but you are always guided by the hand of God. He will open doors of prosperity, success, and meaning to you when you commit yourself and trust in His timing. Accept the invisible and realize that there is a divine chance waiting for you to overcome every obstacle. As long as you hold fast to your faith, these doors will open wide, and you will step into a future of unlimited riches. God has a greater purpose for you than you can imagine, and He is always at work in the background to fulfill your breakthrough. Making money for the sake of luxury or prestige is not true wealth. It is about using your blessings to make a significant difference in the world. God has a much bigger plan for your riches than you do. He will show you how to use your wealth to serve others, to advance His kingdom, and to fulfill your greater purpose in living in divine wealth. Your wealth should be used for good, as a means of helping and encouraging others, as a reflection of God's generosity and mercy. Every dollar you receive and every resource you have is a chance to make a difference. Whether through charity, helping those in need, or financing an endeavor that advances God's work, your money is meant to be shared. God blesses you so that you can bless others in addition to yourself. God rewards those who use their money to serve His purposes, so the more you give, the more you receive. When you use your wealth to change the world, your life takes on a new significance. Now, fulfilling the divine purpose for which you were created is more important than just accumulating more. True wealth brings happiness, contentment, and peace because it is in accordance with God's plan for your life. Your blessings are intended to contribute to something much bigger than yourself, and you are part of a greater design. This kind of wealth has the power to change not only your life, but also the lives of others. When you use it for good, it is a growing wealth. As you invest in others, God will increase your rewards, starting a circle of influence and wealth that will last for generations. When you align yourself with His perfect timing, you can access the abundant seasons God has planned for your life. There may be periods in your life when nothing seems to be happening. Then suddenly blessings begin to flow and the gates of supply open. When you are in the right place at the right time and with the right heart, everything falls into place. This is the result of divine timing. God is a seasonal deity. There are seasons to prepare, to sow, and to wait. If you enjoyed this inspiring adventure and would like to see more videos that challenge convention and explore the exceptional, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share with your friends, and leave a comment below. Please share your thoughts with us. The story doesn't end here. Stay tuned for more. Let's keep pushing the boundaries together.